So again, like I said, Lexie Smith here, founder of ThePRBAR Inc. And today I'm going to talk about how to make money with PR. But before I get all into the content, I wanted to bring your attention to this link. There are two things that you can find at this link. One, you can find a completely free downloadable workbook that will help you track through all the information that's about to come your way. This is the same link where at the end of the presentation you can access my freebie. Before we go into the specific content, let me give you a little bit of background on what the heck we're going to cover today. We're going to talk about what is PR. We're going to talk about the 6 relations of PR, which will make sense. We're going to talk about some of the benefits of PR and ultimately how you can use PR to make money. But first, what the heck is the PR Bar? You keep hearing me say this. The PR Bar is my company, and I founded it in 2019 to really serve as an empowering platform to make entrepreneurs feel empowered to build their own empire. Through this specifically, I teach entrepreneurs how to increase their influence, impact, and revenue with PR, aka make money. The second thing I want to talk about is who the heck am I? So first I'm going to give you a few fun facts, a few credentials, and then we're going to dive right in. So here's my fun fact page. I'm originally from Portland, Oregon, but I now live and am settled in Southern California, Ventura. I'd love to know where everyone is joining from today, so go ahead and drop in the comments where you're joining from me today. I think it's super cool how we can always connect with people around the globe. Personal fun fact about me, traveling is my life. Well, obviously not right now. I'm supposed to be in Mexico currently, but I've lived abroad, I've studied abroad. Traveling really is the fuel of my passion and really why I took my business online. I'm a self-taught juggler, so that top left photo, if you look at the back right corner, that is me juggling snowballs on Good Day LA, and for sure was a life highlight. Growing up, I was a total jock. That bottom right photo is a poster that is quite literally, to this day, still freaking hanging in my parents' closet in Portland, Oregon. So I was a huge basketball player and soccer player. And then once you go check out my website or my social media accounts, you'll start to notice that there is indeed a theme behind the PR Bar. So I always like to share that my favorite alcoholic beverage of choice is either a great glass of wine or a jalapeno cucumber margarita with a tahini rim. That rim is critical. We have another Oregonian joining us. Welcome, welcome. Springfield, Illinois. My mom is from Illinois, Springfield, Chicago area. Hi, everyone who's joining us. We have Texas. Awesome. All right. Couple credentials, just so you know what the heck I'm talking about. If I can move my screen here. So before starting the PR Bar, I was the vice president of PR and marketing of an 8-figure Inc. 5000 company. For those of you who don't know what that means, an Inc. 5000 company is one of the fastest growing companies in America. I've coached clients to become Shark Tank successes. My clients have been featured in outlets such as Forbes, Entrepreneur Magazine, Inc., and so many more. Quick shout out to Maria Went, who just landed her first contributor spot in Forbes. Huge moment, super stoked for her. I've been recognized as top 20 in their 20, brilliant PR expert under 30, but most importantly, my clients have more than tripled their online revenue from press. And the most impressive ROI to date that I get to tell you all is almost $5 million of total contract value in 1 quarter. So this equated to an ROI, a return of investment of more than 12,000%. So when PR is done right, it can lead to some pretty incredible results. Now, without further ado, let's dive in. First, we're going to start with this. What the heck is PR? I would love for you to give me your own definition. Go ahead and drop it in the comments what you think is PR. Now, you can obviously go to Google, so I went ahead and did that, and this is the definition that came up first for me. It said, public relations is the practice of deliberately managing the spread of information between an individual or an organization and the public. Now, this isn't wrong, but I think it's really boring, and it's not all-encompassing. So I don't like it, and we're going to scratch it. Again, if you're joining me live, feel free to go ahead and drop what you think PR is in the comments. I'm always super curious to see what people think it is. But yeah, we're going to scratch the Google definitions, and this instead is how I want you to start thinking about PR. I want you to think about PR as encompassing 6 different types of relations. This is the who and the what of PR. So let's go into what those 6 relations are. We have public relations, so obviously that's the word itself, but this essentially means you or your brand's relationship with the public. We have media relations, your relationship with the media, and a quick pause because usually this is what people associate when they think of PR. They think of magazine placements and TV shows and what have you, and that is absolutely part of it, but it's just one part of it, as you can see. The next relation is customer relations, so your relationship with your customers. Then we have industry relations, your relationship with others in your industry or similar field. We have community relations. Now that can be physically within your community, like your city, or that can be an online or virtual community, just like this Facebook group. And then finally, we have investor relations, which mostly is relevant for those who are looking to raise capital or get acquired or sell one day. So again, these are the 6 who and whats of PR. All right, so we had someone say your relationship between you, your product, and the public. Yeah, that's a great high-level summary. But I'm gonna encourage you to start when you think PR. These are the 6 words that come to mind. Okay, so we've gone over the who and the what. Let's go over the why. Why the heck should you care, right? And I like to think of why as the benefits, and these are the 6 things that can come when PR is done well. First and foremost, you can boost your brand awareness. You can shape public perception. You can grow your customer base. You can gain credibility and authority. You can support an established company worth. That's referring generally to when you're raising capital or going through an acquisition. And then finally, all of this leads up to increasing revenue, which is making money. All right, so we've gone over who, what, why. Let's talk about the how and the where and the how. So I want to go over some examples of things that can qualify as a PR tactic. So I have listed events, sponsorships. Mind you, you can sponsor an event, so there is overlap between some of these examples. Brand collaborations, community involvement, media placements. Again, that's usually what people associate with PR. Public speaking, giving back, customer reward programs, influencer marketing, review and referral programs. So as I'm droning on here, there's one thing that typically comes to people's mind, and that is this. Wait, Lexie, isn't this marketing? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the relationship between PR and marketing, okay? Now, I'm gonna read this block of text to you because it's important. The truth is, you can't market without doing a little PR, and you can't do PR without a little marketing. The end goals, selling products or services and making people love a company, are too intertwined, right? Because if you or your products are terrible, your company probably won't be viewed favorably by the public, and if people aren't connecting with your overall brand, they're probably not going to buy, okay? So there's definitely an overlap, so to say, and as time goes on and we get increasingly digital, that gap is closing. However, there are foundational differences, and I want to talk about them. And once upon a time, I came up with a graphic, and it's stuck with me for years, and this is how I like to think of the relationship between marketing and PR. I like to think of marketing as an umbrella, okay? And then PR is a little color panel or a subcategory under the greater umbrella. Other subcategories are advertising or social media, for example. Now, because of this hierarchy, there are foundational differences. I want to talk about 3 that you should be aware of. There are more. But the first is metrics, right? Someone in marketing versus someone in PR is going to track different metrics. So in marketing, you might, for example, track your CPL, your cost per lead, or your CTR, your click-through rate, or your ARPU, your average rate per user, tons of acronyms. PR, on the other hand, you might be tracking backlinks, or domain authority, or share of voice. Now, don't get overwhelmed with all these words I'm throwing your way. The point here is to illustrate that there are foundational metrics that are different between the 2 categories. The second difference that I like to talk about is the target audience, right? So in marketing, you are targeting the consumer, the person who's going to buy. PR, on the other hand, you have a lot of different targets that you could be looking at, right? So this is when we think back to those 6 relations. You might be targeting the public. You might be targeting the media. It's going to differ. So marketing, consumer, PR, there's more choices. And the final difference I like to highlight is marketing is 100% proactive, where PR can be both proactive and reactive. A great example of reactive PR is what companies are dealing with right now with everything going on with COVID-19. So I just threw a lot at you, but here's what I want you to take away from all of that. You really shouldn't or can't do one without the other. So begin to think of PR as an overall marketing and business strategy. Okay, so now we're going to talk about what I call the circle of money. So we've talked about the who, the what, the why, the where, the how. Let's bring it full circle and talk about when PR leads to cash, right? And again, I want to highlight that little bit.ly/iwantpress doodad at the bottom. That again is the URL if you want to download the workbook that goes along and helps you kind of track all the information I'm throwing at you today. Okay, so to talk about money, in the following few slides, you're going to see this little, what I call value wheel, the THEPRBAR value wheel. And basically it's a way that I show you we're going to start with an action, and this is how we're going to get to the money, okay? So this is a blank template. Feel free to pause and screenshot it. You can create this in PowerPoint. The first example I want to talk about is a very traditional PR tactic, and that is a press win. Let's say you get featured as an online expert in your field in Entrepreneur Magazine. Let's go even more specifically. Let's say it's online. Now, what are the benefits that can come from that? Well, first off, and hopefully, the article backlinks to your website, which is going to help your SEO, search engine optimization. By just the fact that you're in Entrepreneur, you are introducing your brand to an entirely new audience. Now, if you're smart like my clients, you're going to then feature that article on your site and on your bio to help establish third-party credibility and authority. So an example is, it's one thing to say that I am an expert in. It's a whole other thing to have an expert by, qualified as an expert by Entrepreneur, right? That there's some credibility and authority behind that. All of this comes full circle to helping you get new leads, new customers, new sales, aka money. So that is a very traditional PR value wheel. If you're watching and you've ever gotten a press win, I'd love to hear if these benefits have come for you. If not, there's probably a reason why. So go ahead and drop again in the comments if you have any questions or if you yourself have gone through this wheel. Okay, let's go over a less traditional example. So this is an online collaboration. That is the tactic here. And this one specifically is a campaign that I personally ran in fall of 2019, and it was called the Empower Project. And what it was is I brought together 9 coaches, kind of similar to this summit, but in a longer form, and we collaborated to generate a month-long lead generation campaign. For all of us involved, this campaign was first and foremost a PR play. Why? Well, first off, first benefit right there, we were gaining access to each other's audiences, right? So naturally, we are expanding our reach and tapping into each other's audiences. We were also receiving outside endorsement and promotion from the others in that collaboration. Throughout this whole time, we were collecting new subscribers and gaining new followers. And as we know, subscribers can turn to leads, which ends in money, okay? So there's another example of that value wheel. We're gonna go into one more example here. And that is a speaking gig. Now, you can speak at a local business event or workshop, or this is a great example, right? Speaking at a virtual summit. There are a ton of these happening right now. This is a great PR play. Why? Well, first, you're going to start receiving pre-event promotion from the event host. Obviously, this will depend on the event. Then you have an opportunity to introduce you and your brand to all the attendees. So anyone tuning live who hasn't heard of me, now you have. Anyone watching back, right? Here's an opportunity for them to get to know me and my company, the THEPRBAR. Naturally, you're being positioned as a credible expert because you have the backing of that event saying, hey, I've brought this person into my programming. I believe them. This helps establish that know, like, and trust factor, which is huge in buying. Now, hopefully, what all of this is doing is generating extremely hot leads. Then you just gotta follow up and sign. I wanna say that probably the easiest deals I have ever closed have come from speaking gigs. It's freaking great because I just get on the phone, they already know me, they already know my spiel, I just have to close, okay? So there's a ton that goes into public speaking. Some people have fear around it. There are progressions and ways you can work up to getting to a point where you're on a live stage. If you have any questions about that, once again, feel free to drop it in the comments. Okay, I get asked this quite a lot. How do I know if my business needs PR? And if so, what type? Well, if we think back to those 6 relations of PR, right? Industry relations, media relations, customer relations. If we look at it from that lens, then the argument becomes every single business needs PR. It's just a matter of what type, right? So how do you figure out what type of PR you need? I have an exercise and it is available in the free workbook. Once again, there's that link if you want to download it. And we're gonna kind of talk through it now and go through some examples. So this is how you start to define what you need to focus on to make money with PR. You start with outlining objectives. I like to tell my clients, get really specific, right? So I wanna get $500 worth of sales online, or I wanna get 20 new clients next month. So you start with your objective. Step 2 is you think about which relations have an effect on you achieving that outcome. So let's go over the example of I want 20 new clients, right? What relations go into affecting that outcome? Well, the public, yep. Community, absolutely. Customer for referrals, yep. Industry, probably yes. Media, for sure, when it comes to spreading my brand awareness. So 5 of the 6 relations will help me achieve that objective. So there are 5 of the 6 types of PR that I will want to focus on. Okay, I can't see your comments, so I hope this is clear. If you have any questions, drop them. I will get back to them at a later date. This is a really great exercise. Everyone who goes through my programs, this is the very first thing they do. It's not complicated, but it helps you get really clear on where you should begin to focus. So my freebie today, I just threw a lot of information at you. And I'd like to do this because I have learned over the years that there is a huge misconception about what is PR. Now, if you are interested in really getting hyper-specific on what PR could do for you or how you can get press, then I encourage you to jump on this opportunity. I'm offering a completely free mini PR strategy session. Once again, you go to that bit.ly/IWantPress, and that will link you straight to my calendar. Go ahead, book a date, and I will chat to you then. It's first come, first serve. That is a live active link, so as soon as you book, that slot gets taken. Watching this replay back, again, there's my website. Don't forget to take advantage of that free mini PR session, and I hope you guys learned something today, and stay well, and most importantly, stay happy. Bye, guys.